All right, y'all. We are back with another video. Shout out to Doug, man. He dropped another amazing video for us today. And before I get to the video, make sure y'all go check out my last video. We see with the Colorado Supreme Court then took Donald Trump off the ballot. Like I said, I believe that's right there is going to get overturned. And that's exactly what Alina Habba and Donald Trump them said themselves. They will get this crap overturned. That's crazy that you got Democrats voting this man to be off the ballot in Colorado. Even Vivek stepped up and said that he's removing himself from that. He's removing himself from that until they restore Donald Trump, till they re-put him back on that ballot. Other than that, Vivek had vowed that he won't run DeSantis, Chris Christie, Nikki Haley. He want all of them to drop out of it as well, because he said he feel like it is wrong the way they did Donald Trump. And like I said before, I really feel like it's going to get overturned. There's no way this right here is going to stand by taking Donald Trump off the 2024 ballot in Colorado. So like I said, that was a bunch of crap. But like I said, make sure y'all go check out my latest video. I might pin it at the top of the comment section. Make sure you go check that out. But I definitely wanted to check this one out and say that the massive Supreme Court reversal in Trump case, Jack Smith gave up everything. So we already know what Jack Smith, Fani Willis, we already know what they trying to do. We ain't stupid. They trying to get rid of Trump because he's winning. That's what everybody's trying to do. They see that Donald Trump is winning in the polls, so everybody trying their best to get this man off the ballot. Like I said, it's crazy out here. It's been a crazy day. Trying to get him off the ballot, trying to get this man put in jail, anything they can do to try to help Joe Biden out. And it's not going to work. It's not going to work. But like I said, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody showing so much support. Everybody been leaving positive comments in the comment section. I also want to thank everybody that clicked on this video for the very first time. And shout out to the one that always watches the entire video, because when you do that, YouTube will share it so more people can see my reaction. And that right there is what helped the channel grow. Like I said, if you can't do me a favor, hit that like button. That's very important. That right there helps out a lot as well. Without further ado, let's see exactly what's going on. And let's go.
Trump's lawyer, John Lauro, just caught Jack Smith in the worst web. This is going to reverse a lot of Jack Smith's shenanigans at the Supreme Court. But first, welcome to Doug in Exile. This is where the happy patriots all hang out. I'd love to have you as a subscriber, of course. Get us to 300,000. Here's from the Hill. Ex-White House lawyer says Supreme Court could rule 9-0 in possible Trump 14th Amendment case. The former White House lawyer, Ty Cobb, predicted Tuesday that the U.S. Supreme Court could rule 9-0 in favor of former President Trump in a potential appeal of the Colorado Supreme Court's ruling that would kick Trump off the state's ballot. Quote, I think the case will be handled quickly. I think it could be 9-0 in the Supreme Court for Trump, Cobb said in an interview on CNN, adding later, I do believe it could be 9-0 because I think the law is clear. He has more reasons than that coming up. The Colorado Supreme Court issued a ruling Tuesday that Trump should not appear on Colorado's ballot due to his alleged role in the January 6, 2021 Capitol attack. Citing the 14th Amendment insurrection clause, the 4-3 ruling by the Colorado Supreme Court argued Trump engaged in an insurrection by promoting false claims of election fraud and encouraging supporters to go to the Capitol on January 6th. Big deal, right? The Colorado Supreme Court ruled the office of the president falls under the insurrection clause, and that's where they have a problem, which states that those who previously took oaths to support the Constitution as a, quote, member of Congress, I want you to notice on all these lists that nowhere in there is the presidency. As a member of Congress, officer of the United States, member of any state legislature, or an executive or judicial officer of any state cannot engage in a rebellion against it. One small problem, John Roberts. This has already been established by the Supreme Court. Quote, the real key issue in this case is Trump an officer in the Supreme Court in the context in which that term is used in Article 3 of the 14th Amendment, Cobb said. And quote, in 2010, Chief Justice John Roberts explained in Free Enterprise that people don't vote for officers of the United States. Therefore, Trump is not on that list. And most believe that the 14th Amendment intended to not include the president for that very reason. But now let's get to the Jack Smith reversal. Trump's lawyers asked Supreme Court to stay out of dispute on whether he is immune from prosecution. Washington AP, lawyers for former President Donald Trump, that's the John Lauro in the picture, they urged the U.S. Supreme Court on Wednesday to stand down from a dispute over whether he can be prosecuted on charges he plotted to overturn the 2020 election results. Special counsel Jack Smith's team last week urged the nation's high court to take up and quickly consider Trump's claims that he enjoys immunity from prosecution as a former president. The unusual request for a speedy ruling seemed designed to prevent any delays that could postpone the trial of the 2024 Republican presidential primary frontrunner, currently set to begin March 4th until after next year's presidential election. Remember, Trump's strategy is to delay is to win. But Trump's lawyers told the Supreme Court that there was no reason for them to take up the matter now, especially because a lower appeals court in Washington is already considering the same question and has scheduled arguments for January 9th. So this is Jack Smith trying to leapfrog a lower court. Quote, importance does not automatically necessitate speed. If anything, the opposite is usually true. Novel, complex, sensitive, and historic issues, such as the existence of presidential immunity from criminal prosecution of official acts, call for more careful deliberation, not less, Trump's lawyers wrote. This appeal presents momentous historic questions. An erroneous denial of a claim of presidential immunity from criminal prosecution unquestionably warrants the Supreme Court's review, the lawyers wrote, but they added, that does not mean that the court should take, quote, the case before the lower courts complete their review. So the Trump team's...
Like I said, it's at this point where we all just sick of this, man. I mean, just all of them. They are embedded on just taking down Donald Trump. They is going nonstop. I believe they go to bed at night thinking about Donald Trump. They get up in the morning thinking about Donald Trump. In the evening, they thinking about I bet it's not a day go by that Fani Willis, Letitia James, Jack Smith, all these people just think about Donald Trump all day. Just looking to take this man down, trying to get speedy course, trying to get the judge to side with them, especially when Donald Trump don't even have a fair trial in New York. He don't even have a fair trial over. They keep getting gag orders placed on him. They taking them to judges that don't like him or judges that's on the left. So of course they're not going to like Donald Trump. You just had 4 Democrats that voted against him in Colorado. I think they say he lost 4-3, so they kicked him off the ballot, which I feel like is going to get overturned. So it's just all of this constantly going on every single day that these people ain't got nothing else to do but just harass and bother Donald Trump. Just repeatedly bothering Donald Trump because he's winning. I've seen this in the comment sections plenty of times, and I done said this. If he wasn't winning, they would not be bothering him. Imagine Trump being in Joe Biden's position on the polls. You think they'll be bothering Donald Trump? They wouldn't care then. Because they'll be like, he ain't winning, so we ain't gonna bother him. But since he's winning, and he's winning by a high rate, and Joe Biden is all the way down on the bottom of the totem pole, so they're like, okay, let's try to take Trump out. So this is what that Colorado Supreme Court, that's what they trying to do. So once they did that, they trying to rally all the troops, try to get everybody else, try to get all the rest of the swing states to do it. That's what they trying to do. So they want that to happen before Trump end up getting it overturned. So it's just ridiculous that this man has to constantly go through this stuff daily. Golly, man, they have nothing else better to do but just bother Donald Trump, trying to get speedy trials. Jack Smith, Fani Willis, all of them trying to get these speedy trials.
Trying to push it back down to get it reviewed by the Washington court. That'll create too much time, which is why Jack Smith pushed it up, proving this is political, proving he said that he would treat Trump like any other person under the law. And here he's expediting it, proving that this is not a normal case and that they're deliberately specifically uniquely prosecuting Trump. The Supreme Court will be deciding this quickly, whether if they will see it or not. Look for them to reject this one and push it back down to the lower courts, because they don't want to be pushed around by some little geek like Jack Smith.
Exactly.
Again, let me know what you guys think. Will the Supreme Court hear this one, or will they push it back down to the lower courts? Don't you worry. The Supreme Court will hear this eventually, but it ought to be after the election in 2024. I'm Doug.
Yeah, see, that's what they don't want. See, the thing with Jack Smith and Fani Willis is that they don't want Trump to win and then it get handled afterwards. No, they trying to put this to the stop now. That's why they constantly trying to get the judges and courts to jump on it as quick as possible to try to take this man out. And it's just a sad thing to see that you got so many people, and Donald Trump got to constantly get on a microphone and say the same thing, that I'm sick of this. This ain't nothing but election interference. They mad because I'm winning in the polls, and Joe Biden is destroying this country. And those right there are the facts. Joe Biden is destroying this country, but none of them have nothing to say about Joe Biden. Only been a few people that's on the side with Joe Biden that came out and just told the truth that, hey, he's not doing a good job. He needs to go. But now, as you see, they're going to continue to keep trying to attack Donald Trump. Colorado trying to get the rest of the swing states and all that to jump on what they did, which, like I said before, I'm saying it again for the third, fourth time, I believe it's going to get overturned. There's no way that this right here is going to stand. And Alina Harbor, Trump, they is not going to let this stand. They're going to fight back. And in the end, Donald Trump going to be the last one laughing, especially when he become president once again. But hey, thank you all for watching. Make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate everybody that made it to the end. And like I said, I'll catch y'all in the next one.